Welcome back to Next Gen Investing, where two teens, Buffett and Warren, break down stock market, go over our last week's stock picks, last week's market news, next week's market news, and then this week's stock picks. Let's get into it.
Last week wasn't one clear trend. It was a bunch of smaller stories that added up to a bigger one. Big stocks did most of the work, while other sectors sat pretty much still. So what happened exactly?
So the big theme was AI and chips. People kept talking about big tech spending on AI, and that pulled money into chip and cloud stocks late in the week.
We also saw a midweek tech drop, and then following that, on Friday, the market bounced back. That normally happens after a significant decline in the S&P 500, just to a quick bounce back to crash again.
I don't know what Warren's talking about, but small caps are actually outperforming the S&P 500 this year, and they got a lift this week, and especially on Friday, as more money rotated into them. And more about on the AI chips, it is confirmed that the big hyperscalers, the Mag 7, Google, Meta, Amazon, and Microsoft, are supposed to spend over $700 billion on AI. So that's why I think companies like NVIDIA and AMD are going to outperform this year.
Now, what are some events in the finance industry that we should be watching? Just a quick list. Jobs and inflation numbers, Fed speeches, and a handful of big company earnings. Ultra important.
If jobs or inflation surprises, stocks depend on low rates, especially small cap stocks, can move really fast, so make sure to watch the headlines.
And especially some big companies we should keep on our radar, being Ford, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Cisco, Shopify. Their reports can move the whole sector. These are very important earnings, and we should be looking out for them.
And Warren forgot to mention Coinbase, which is actually going to be a very interesting earnings report, as Bitcoin is significantly down from their all-time highs. They're now trading around 70,000, down from their 120,000 all-time high.
Coinbase doesn't only trade Bitcoin, it trades all coins. That's why it's called Coinbase. So if Coinbase misses in earnings, not only is it going to send Bitcoin down, but all coins. Dogecoin.
Also watch geopolitical news. This can really affect more commodities. And if there's any major wars, like a U.S. strike on Iran,
Greenland,
or Trump just taking Greenland, that can definitely move the markets, especially commodities like gold, silver, and oil.
I think it was a little bit too long, but it's okay.
It is. It was long, but it was like a minute and a half.
Keep it tight. Stop.
And also do the outro and the same thing. So now for the best segment of the week. This week's stock picks. So my pick is going to be Duolingo stock. Their stock has crashed over 75% from the recent highs, and they're trading at about a price of 120. The thesis behind it is that it's a language learning app. The fundamentals are not deteriorating while the stock price is, making that disconnect between stock price and fundamentals and where you're looking to profit off that. Now for you, Warren.
I'm actually going to take DraftKings. As the Super Bowl is coming up today, Sunday, February 8th, at whatever time, their earnings is also coming up in 4 days. And based on their past earnings, they've hit basically every single time within reason of what people expected. And for this quarter's earnings, they're expected to increase in basically every category. And I think with the Super Bowl being around the corner, saying in the future, there'll be earnings and the stock will rise. That's it for the episode of Next Gen Investor.
Next Gen Investing.
Hit the follow, send us tickers you want us to roast,
hit the notification
and subscribe.
button.
Let's go.
Yeah.